will remain a factor for most of today. When we compare to yesterday, on Halloween, we saw wind gusts near and over 50 miles per hour. So it's not going to be quite as windy today. Our next threat here is wind gusts near and over 30 miles per hour at times. Through about sunset today. Will calm down after sunset. Right now we're seeing our strongest wind gusts out toward Worcester at 43 miles per hour, wind gusts near 30 in Boston, and it's a similar outlook for the rest of today. The wind is out of the west. It's a very dry wind with wind gusts near 30 through about sunset and then calming down in the overnight. We are in the mid to upper 40s right now. It's a relatively mild start to our morning and a mild afternoon, mid 50s under sunny skies. But with a clear sky and a calmer wind, it turns much colder tonight. I'll pinpoint the coldest spots ahead. Jennifer Rondella, near and over 30 miles per hour until about sunset today, but it does look calmer heading into tomorrow. And we are going to stay dry. We're holding on to the sun. So there's a lot of positive takeaways from our weekend forecast here. Wind gusts of 43 in Worcester at the moment, so it is certainly howling out there in a few spots. We're seeing a wind gust of 31 in Boston and wind gusts nearing 41 heading down toward Nantucket. Our timeline here showing wind gusts near and over 30 miles per hour in and around Boston through late this morning and even into the afternoon. I do want to point out we could see occasional gusts near 40 moving down toward Cape Cod Islands. Less of that in the afternoon, but still wind gusts of 27 moving toward the 3 o'clock hour in Boston. So it's still a very gusty day, and that wind will be noticeable until about sunset when it starts to slowly weaken. This is paused at 8 o'clock. You can see wind gusts near 20 and then calming down as we head into the overnight and into tomorrow. But because the wind continued to stir overnight, that helped to keep our temperatures a little bit mild. So that's why this morning it's not all too cold. We're sitting in the mid 40s for most spots, a little closer to 50 down toward Cape Cod Islands. We'll manage to cross into the 50s region-wide this afternoon, just about 56 for Boston, which is only a degree shy of average. Mid 50s stretching down toward the south coast. Sunshine, it's out there this morning and it sticks around through the rest of this afternoon as we inch towards sunset. And with a clear sky and calmer wind, we are looking ahead to a cold but calm night ahead. This is paused at 7:30 this evening, and you can see just how clear our skies are looking. So it's no surprise that we will see a few spots through the suburbs fall below freezing. So these temperatures tomorrow morning are going to be about 10 degrees colder than what we have out there this morning. Even Boston dropping into the 30s, dropping down to about 36. And with the overnight hours, don't forget, clocks go back as we look ahead to what looks to be a beautiful Sunday forecast. Sunny skies for the Patriots game. Kickoff at 1 as we take on the Falcons in the low 50s. We are looking ahead to some clouds by Monday morning, but your Monday morning commute should still be dry. It's the evening commute that will likely turn wet by the mid-afternoon, 2-3 o'clock. Some light showers moving in. This is not the kind of soaker like what we saw on Thursday night, but certainly going to be wet for your evening commute hours Monday before this starts to clear out on Tuesday. Our next chance of rain after that is Wednesday into Thursday. So our 7-day forecast.
First, though, thanks for sticking with us. I'm Jennifer Egan.
I'm Rondella Richardson. The Spider Nose yesterday was Halloween.
Yes,
just sticking around.
Kellyanne. I have a feeling a lot of us will be out and about trying to maybe transition, take down some of those Halloween decorations. And
pick them up at your neighbor's house because they blew down the street.
Exactly. But the wind is still miles per hour in spots. Wind gusts of 43 in Worcester right now, 41 in Nantucket. So it's still gusty in Boston, wind gusts of 31. And as we stretch through our 12-hour forecast, you can see wind gusts near 30 through at least 4 or 5 o'clock. And then thereafter, it's starting to die down. We are in the mid to upper 40s right now for most spots. So it's a relatively mild morning for November standards. Mid 50s this afternoon under sunny skies. Not bad, but it's that wind that will be noticeable. The wind dies down after sunset, and with the sky staying clear, that's a combination that will allow for our temperatures to get colder. So it's a cool night ahead. We'll drop below freezing in many of the suburbs. A nice recovery tomorrow after the clocks turn back overnight. But we are looking ahead to a few rain chances this week. I'll pinpoint the timeline ahead. Rondella. We're looking ahead to a calmer outlook tomorrow, and we're staying dry and sunny. So overall, your weekend really is not bad for getting out and about. We saw wind gusts yesterday for Halloween near 50 miles per hour, if not stronger in spots. Not to that level this morning, but a few of us seeing wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. That's the case in Worcester and down toward Nantucket. If you're down toward the Cape and Islands, I would watch for occasional gusts near 40 miles per hour this morning. This is paused at 10:30, and at that point, we'll see most most locations with wind gusts just over 30 miles per hour. This afternoon, wind gusts near 30 miles per hour. And then as we fast forward toward this evening, this is paused at 8 o'clock. You can see the wind gusts start to lose a lot of strength here with gusts near 20 and then dying down even more so overnight. And as we fast forward toward your Sunday morning. We are in the mid to upper 40s out the door right now. It's relatively mild and with highs in the mid 50s. This is right on track for average for this time of year under a sunny sky. It'll be inviting for getting out and about. Just don't forget that wind that will be occasionally gusty through much of the afternoon hours. We're looking ahead towards sunset tonight, and of course that sunset hour is right around 5:30. So we should have some great color to that sunset as we're seeing a general lack of clouds out there this morning, and that's the case even as we move toward this evening. With not much in the way of clouds and a calmer wind overnight, our temperatures tonight and into Sunday morning will be about 10 degrees colder than what we had last night and this morning. So we're looking at less in the way of 40s and more in the way of 30s. I actually think a few of us, especially northwest of Boston, will fall down into the below freezing range. Downtown Boston, just about 36. We're turning the clocks back tonight, don't forget. So we're looking ahead to a 4:30 sunset tomorrow evening after what will be another bright and sunny day for us. Patriots game looking just fine, very fall-like. Temperatures will stay in the low 50s for kickoff at 1 o'clock. I want to show you some clouds that are moving in on Monday morning, so we get a little bit of a change of pace here. Cloudier outlook to start off our work week, but it's rain-free until this chance of showers moves in by the mid-afternoon. That means we'll likely move into what looks to be a wet evening commute Monday, but clearing out in time for
Cicalese. The temperatures also dropped compared to yesterday at this time, Kellyanne.
It did. So the wind calmed down overnight, and whenever you have a clear sky and a calmer wind during the overnight hours, that's a setup for what we call radiational cooling, or basically a night that can really allow those temperatures to drop. So we are starting off cold, but we're looking ahead to a sunny, dry, and relatively mild afternoon for November standards. The next threat on our radar, showers moving in for your Monday afternoon, and I do expect that will impact your evening commute Monday. We were below freezing for most spots, at least in the suburbs earlier this morning. We're now climbing above freezing, making our way through the 30s. Meanwhile, in downtown Boston, we stayed above 40 degrees, and we're right now sitting at 42. We're making our way toward the 50s this afternoon under a beautiful sunny sky. This is really not a warm up from yesterday. However, I do think it will feel milder because the wind is less of a factor. We're clear, cool, and calm tonight. We're watching for some clouds tomorrow morning, but the showers move in for the afternoon. I'll break down that full timeline, plus looking ahead to another potential for rain later this week. Right on the radar today, but we're looking ahead to our next threat of rain tomorrow. Breaking down the timeline for this, impacting your evening commute.
Go, Kellyanne. What should we expect?
It's looking beautiful for the next 12 hours, and although there is a chill to the air this morning, we will see things start to get a little milder this afternoon. But we're watching for our next threat, and that's what's on our radar here. Some showers moving in for your Monday afternoon with impacts into your evening commute. We're also looking ahead to next weekend. It does appear it will be a little unsettled. I don't think it'll be a washout, but a few chances for passing showers. We'll have to watch that in the week ahead. We were down below freezing for all of the suburbs earlier. We actually had many spots in the 20s, especially northwest of Boston. Not seeing those 20s anymore now that we're stretching through the 8 o'clock hour. But you could see we have many spots here in the low to mid 30s. So there's still a little bit of a chill factor, especially as you move northwest of Boston this morning. We are sitting in the low 40s down toward the south coast, Cape and Islands, and 40s as you're heading into downtown Boston. The wind yesterday, while it wasn't as strong as Friday and on Halloween night, it was still gusty, and so finally we're seeing a calmer wind. This wind is going to stay generally in the 5 to 10 mile per hour range. You could see occasional gusts closer to 15 to 20. But it is still a much calmer wind than yesterday. And so as a result, with high temperatures that are very similar to yesterday, it will actually feel a little bit warmer with less of that wind factor. We also have a good amount of sun in store for us today, so it's going to be an inviting outlook for trying to get out and about for your Sunday. We're clear and cool tonight. We will see most of the suburbs below freezing, but I believe Boston will stay in the mid to upper 30s. Then tomorrow we have clouds that are moving in. Rain eventually moving in from the Midwest will advance toward our area by the afternoon. So while your morning commute does look dry, we advance toward that midday hour, so right around noon, 1 o'clock, and you'll start to see showers moving in from the south and drifting northward. I do think for the mid-afternoon, as the kids are getting off the school bus, you're getting them from the bus stop, you want to bring that umbrella. These showers initially do look light, but you can see how they're stretching northward. So at that point, most of us are looking at least a chance for some of these light showers. By the evening commute, 4, 5, even 6 o'clock, we're looking at steadier rainfall setting up, especially over eastern Massachusetts. In southeastern Massachusetts, a better likelihood for some pockets of moderate rain. We're not talking about a wall of downpours here, but it could be a little bit more moderate, especially in southeastern Massachusetts. By the late night hours, 10, 11 o'clock, the showers are starting to move off the coast, and then we dry out overnight and into your Tuesday morning. So no impact for the morning commute Tuesday. Half an inch of rain, that's looking more and more likely for Boston southeast. For areas northwest, a little bit less. We look ahead.
Windy yesterday. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Jennifer Egan.
And I'm Rondella Richardson with Kellyanne Cicalese. We still have a bit of that chill for the early morning hours.
Yes, it was really strong this morning. We saw many spots below freezing, but with an earlier sunrise, we now see as early as the 8 o'clock. You can see we're making some progress. We're now above freezing for most spots, up to about 37 as you're heading out toward Fitchburg, 41 in Falmouth right now. Making our way toward the low to mid 50s. Sunshine is going to stick around, so these mid 50s will feel relatively mild for November, especially when you consider the fact that we hit the mid 50s yesterday, but the wind was a stronger factor. We have showers in our forecast for your Monday afternoon, and that is the next threat on our radar. I do think these showers will stick around through your evening commute. I'll have the timeline for when they move out. Plus, we're looking ahead to a few more shower chances this work week. Rondella today, so it is going to be a calmer outlook as we make our way in toward the mid 50s. Next threat on our radar, showers moving in for your Monday afternoon. That does linger into the evening commute, and then we are looking ahead to a more unsettled outlook. I don't think our weekend next weekend will be a washout, but I do think we'll have a few chances for showers to watch for. We are above freezing now after dropping into the 20s through many of the suburbs earlier this morning, sitting at 34 in Worcester right now, 39 as you're heading out toward Plymouth. Downtown Boston checking in at 42. The wind yesterday at this time, we were already seeing wind gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour. So to see wind speeds right now, generally in the 5 to 14 mile per hour range, that's relatively calm, especially compared to yesterday. And we'll hold on to a similar outlook through the rest of this afternoon. Temperatures are similar to yesterday, but with less wind, it might feel a little warmer to you. We have sun in the forecast as we make our way toward 54 in Boston. Our average high is about 56, so we're right on track. Here's that 12-hour forecast, looking nice and quiet here. We hold on to a clear sky through the night. That will allow us to cool down yet again, so we're looking at low to mid 30s for most of the area, perhaps a few spots falling below freezing northwest of Boston. Your Monday forecast featuring a bit of an impact here from these showers that are moving through the Midwest. If you look at this, it doesn't look all too impressive, and so we're talking about showers that are mostly light, although as I break down this timeline, you see in a few spots we could see those showers pick up in intensity over southeastern Massachusetts. Clouds move in during the morning, so as you wake up, you'll notice those clouds streaming in from the south and increasing toward midday. And around midday, a few drops moving in from the south as well. I do think if you're south of the Pike, the chance is slightly greater. For the mid-afternoon, 2, 3 o'clock, bus stop pickup, we are looking at showers around, so bring that umbrella as you get the kids from the bus stop tomorrow afternoon. And then by the evening commute, 4, 6 p.m., we are looking at steadier showers parked over eastern Massachusetts. And if you look closely, you can see some areas of yellow. That's more concentrated over southeastern Massachusetts, where we're seeing a better chance of over half an inch. Showers move out around 10 to midnight, so we do dry out for your Tuesday morning commute after being left with about half an inch from Boston into areas like Cape Cod. It is going to feel a little warmer out there this afternoon. The wind has shifted to the south, boosting our highs a little closer to the upper 50s. 58 in Boston today is just a tad above average. But with these clouds increasing, we know it's on the way. We're watching some rainfall for this afternoon, especially the late afternoon and early evening. So let's time it out. At noon today, I do think we'll see a few drops approaching the south coast. That will ride northward through the mid-afternoon hours. showers. So by 2, 3 o'clock for kids getting out of school, we'll need the umbrella at that point, especially from Worcester eastward. We move toward the evening, steadiest rain focused over southeastern Massachusetts. Another push of rain pushing in from the west will keep those showers around even as we travel toward 10 o'clock tonight. Thereafter, we start to dry out. Our next threat on the radar, a round of showers are moving in for Wednesday night. I'll have the timeline for that ahead. And this is going to converge and bring an increasing likelihood for showers later this afternoon and into your evening commute. So that's what's next on our 12-hour forecast here. On our radar, we're watching for our next threat of rain moving in by Wednesday night. We're keeping an eye on the weekend. Does look like we'll watch for a potential for rain. I don't think it'll be a washout, but the potential is certainly there. We are down below freezing for many suburbs northwest of Boston, down to 27 up toward Concord. 41 in Boston at the moment, so it's not as cold in the city. And we're making our way toward the upper 50s today, which is just slightly warmer than the mid 50s we felt over the weekend. So it might feel a little milder to you with a wind out of the south today. Clouds increase this morning and they stick around through this afternoon, but the chance for rain is mainly in the late afternoon hours, especially near Boston and areas north. Here's your timeline. If you're south of Boston, moving down toward the south coast, you may see a few drops as early as noon today, but it's by 2, 3 o'clock that the showers start to drift northward. I do think for many of us, especially from Worcester east, it'll be a wet ride home for the kiddos from school. Getting into the evening commute hours, unfortunately, it does look like it's wet for most locations from Worcester east, so eastern Massachusetts kind of in the thick of it. And then we move towards 7, 8 o'clock. Another batch of showers moving in from the west will kind of reinforce this rain potential, keeping us in that threat through about 10 to 11 tonight. We will see about ½ an inch as we move into southeastern Massachusetts, where it's heaviest. For the rest of us, I would say 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch. So this is pretty light stuff. We dry out overnight, and it's all about the wind tomorrow. Wind gusts nearing 35 to even 40 miles per hour. So a really windy outlook for your Tuesday, but at least it is dry and sunny. Our next chance of rain moving in with this area of low pressure. It is weak, but I do think we'll see some showers moving in here in the evening on Wednesday, likely as we move toward the evening commute for areas northwest of Boston, and then drifting through about 10 to 11 on Wednesday night. Your 7-day forecast right on our radar. Showers moving in for your Wednesday night. Our weather forecast looking a little more unsettled for much of the 7-day forecast, as I'll show ahead. We're down to 30 in Fitchburg this morning, 32 as you're heading out toward Lawrence, downtown Boston 41. We have a lot of 30s moving down toward Cape Cod and the Islands, with Chatham checking in at 38. Our highs today are slightly warmer. We have a wind out of the south boosting our highs toward the upper 50s today, just about 58 for Boston, which is just a good degree or two above what's considered average. I do think we'll see some sun with sunrise this morning, but clouds are thickening quickly as we're tracking those showers by the late afternoon and evening. I'll break down that full timeline coming up. Moving in by Wednesday night. We have several chances for rain this week, another one moving in for this weekend, but we're not looking at anything all too heavy or significant. However, I will say as we look ahead to this weekend, I do think there's a slightly higher likelihood for rain moving in for our Sunday. Let's take you out the door right now as we're feeling a little bit of a chill factor in the suburbs. We're down below freezing as you head out toward places like Fitchburg at 30 degrees, and we're down to 31 heading out toward Plymouth. 41 in downtown Boston, making our way toward the upper 50s this afternoon. Average highs in the low to mid 50s, so we're just a few degrees above the average with the wind out of the south. That'll pull in a little bit of this warmth. It'll also, of course, pull in a little bit of that moisture in the form of humidity and eventually rain by later today. The timeline here for Boston, keeping those showers out of the area until the mid-afternoon. But you can see it's two batches that we're watching. One to the north that's going to be shifting its way eastward, rather, and then another to the south that's going to be shifting northeast. So as these converge, we're looking at a higher likelihood for showers through the afternoon. Initially at just about noon, we see a few drops toward the south coast, but that will travel northward. So I think if you're in areas in eastern Massachusetts, the ride home for the kiddos from school will likely feature this rainfall, and so you want to make sure they have those umbrellas with them. We're still looking wet for for the evening hours, 5, 6 o'clock. And in fact, another push of rain will keep that chance of showers through about 10 o'clock tonight. A general ½ inch in southeastern Massachusetts. The timeline for our next round of rain. Even with just talking about the hurricanes that we felt this year and the hurricane season, it's nice to see that right now the tropics are nice and quiet, as we know Jamaica is still trying to recover from that major hurricane Melissa. But for now, we are looking relatively quiet here too. We have 2 areas of showers that we're tracking, and this is looking to converge over our region by this afternoon. So while we should see a little bit of color with sunrise this morning, and that sunrise is in about 25 minutes, we will see clouds increasing quickly, and that continues through the late afternoon as we see more of that rain starting to move in. Initially at noon, you'll see a few drops moving in from the south, but I expect it's the mid-afternoon hours, 2, 3 o'clock, as the kids are just starting to get home from school, that we'll see those raindrops becoming more widespread. So I do expect it's eastern Massachusetts where the rain will be steadiest. At times during the evening commute, 5, 6 o'clock, there may be some pockets of moderate to heavy rainfall situated right over southeastern Massachusetts, which will likely feel the brunt of this rain. We are looking at another shot of rain moving in from the west, 7, 8 o'clock at night. That will keep the rain potential through about 10 to 11 before we start to dry out. We'll dry out overnight into your Tuesday. Tomorrow is all about the wind. We have sun and dry conditions, but it's windy. Wind gusts of 35 to 40 miles per hour. Then we're looking up. We have a full super moon, a beaver moon, fullest tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. But with that full moon, some impacts on our tides. We're talking about king tide for later this week.